Howdy all, I am Adam, the Renaissance Nerd. I think it's fair to say I'm a DC fan. I like DC. Granted, as a kid, I was more of a Marvel Comics collecting kid than a DC kid, but I still like DC. I love Superman, I like Batman, I enjoyed Wonder Woman and all the periphery heroes that come in to form the Justice League. But I can say honestly, I've been underwhelmed my entire life when it comes to live action DC. When it comes to animation, I love it. The Deanie-verse, the Timverse, love it. Got my Batman animated series right there. Got my Justice League. Gonna get this year, I'm gonna get my Adventures Superman. Then I'm gonna get my Batman Beyond. Then I'm gonna have everything I want out of the Timverse, Deanie-verse. Then I'm gonna be a happy camper. Sit back, watch it, enjoy it, because that's the DC I really enjoyed. That's the adaptation I really enjoyed. But as I said, I've always been underwhelmed by live action. Full respect to the Donner Superman. They captured the essence of Superman, but they never gave me Superman in an adventure that I wanted. Batman 89, Batman Returns, we're not going to talk about the other ones. Respect, enjoyed them as a kid, but I don't put them on a pedestal. I don't worship at their altar. Not a fan of the Nolan trilogy, I can say that, and I'll take your heat, I'll take your hate. Not a fan, we'll just leave it there. CW stuff, that's a whole category of sometimes, no, we're not really. And then, clearly, if you're have any regular following of me here on my channel, you know I'm not a Snyder bro. Not a fan of the Snyderverse. Love the casting of Henry Cavill, but not a fan of Zack Snyder's vision of how the DC superheroes should be. So I've been underwhelmed. So when James Gunn was announced, in the beginning, I was all for it because I thought, hey, James Gunn, he's a comic nerd. Weird guy, but a comic nerd. Good director, good writer, knows how to handle cast, knows how to handle talent. And if he's going to be running DC Studios, he'll understand you get out of a director's way, you let them do their thing, you don't note them to death. But then he released his Gods and Monsters timeline, his slate, his 10-year plan. And my hopes were dashed. And there's two reasons my hopes were dashed. One, he obviously doesn't understand how to promote things. And that's what we're going to get into with today's video. He doesn't understand how to promote things, and also he doesn't really understand that you have to give the fans what they want, not what you want. But we'll get back to that in a second. So why am I talking about today? Well, he just came out replying to somebody on X Twitter saying, nothing is canon until Creature Commandos, therefore once again proving that he cannot properly handle being the head of a studio. Because by saying this, you've destroyed what minuscule, minute, teeny-weeny, itty-bitty chance Aquaman 2 had for making money. I mean, this movie was already DOA because of the turd in the punch bowl and a lot of other problems. But now you've just completely removed any possible interest. The Snyder Bros might have hung on because they hang on to their little hope that somehow the Snyderverse is going to come back. Snyder Bros, it's gone. Take your win, enjoy what you got, and move on. Snyderverse ain't coming back. And this was the end of the Snyderverse. But he already proved he doesn't know how to handle promoting this stuff when he claims Flash is the greatest thing ever, and then it bombs. And then, but if nothing is canon on Creature Commandos, then how is current Blue Beetle live action part of your DCU and Shazam? He doesn't know how to promote any of this, which leads me to believe he doesn't know how to plan it. And then that brings it back to the original criticism. Creature Commandos, Waller, Booster Gold, The Authority, and every other thing on this list that is not interesting. That's the problem. It's not interesting. People want three things right now out of their DC heroes. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, have them come together leading up to the Justice League. We don't need Justice League right away, but we'd like to see them working together with smiles on their faces and hope in our hearts. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see your stuff that you're interested in, that you're actually good at making, the weird stuff. But we also don't want to see your version of Superman right now, because your version of Superman is, well, an ensemble movie. Superman should not be an ensemble superhero movie. This is Superman. See him be Superman. We don't need to see Batman on his 5th Robin just because Damian Wayne is your favorite. That's not a good idea. And it's also not a good idea to bring in Tom King as one of your writers, the man who killed any enthusiasm people had for Batman in the comics. See, I keep up to date. I know what happened. This isn't how you deal with it. And that's why I have no faith in anything DC Studios, DCU coming out. I think it's DOA. Because you haven't properly built the fan base for this. You're starting out with weird, out there, unknown shit. Ignoring what people want. And then when you get to stuff people want, they're going to be disinterested. 1, you didn't cast Cavill as Superman. And 2, you're telling stories people don't want to hear with Batman and Superman. And no Wonder Woman in sight. No, we're going to get Themyscira, a Game of Thrones type version of a bunch of let's just say political scissoring going on Paradise Island, Themyscira. We're not interested in that. We don't want it. James Gunn, you need to stop talking. You need to just stop. You need to be quiet. That's the only chance you have at this point. Don't talk anymore. Just put out the stuff and cross your fingers that people show up. Because as I said, original fans like myself, old school DC fans, we're generally not interested anymore. The Snyder Bros, you've pissed them off by ruining the end of their what they love with from Flash all the way to Aquaman 2. You've pissed them off. I don't think there are stands for this yet because it hasn't been out yet. So you don't even have a stand base to try and gin up excitement for. So who's left? The normies. Unless the nerds come out and say, go check this out, the normies will watch it and forget it or maybe bypass it altogether because in 2 years' time when this comes out in 2025, people aren't going to care anymore. That's the sad truth because the superhero genre, it's flushed. It's going down the drain. Moved on. It's not the it thing anymore. And that's the problem. DC, Warner Brothers, always playing catch up. Always the second choice at the dance. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. Check out my channel right here on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm here to earn your trust and support using facts and logic because facts and logic do not care about whiny Stan, SJW, Fifis. Hit the notification button, share my videos if you like what I'm preaching. And by all means, leave a comment. I want to hear from you passionate fans who like this stuff, who care about this stuff. I like what you have to say. I care what you have to say. I do not care what the fake fans, the Stans, and the SJWs have to say because 201, they're all cowards behind keyboards. They can't take it. They'll re at you, and when you push back, they'll go wee, and then they'll go cry in a corner and accuse you of being all kinds of things. When they're triggered, makes me happy. All right, I'm done. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there. Who knows? At The Ren Nerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under The Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.